My name is Katie and I work with Building Brains Together, a program that's run out of the Neuroscience Department at the University of Lethbridge. Today we're going to talk about a game that's called Stroop, or Opposites. So in order to play this one, you're going to need to start with a deck of cards, or just a few cards, that have opposite pictures on them. So for example, we've got a sun and a moon here, or you could also do summer and winter if you'd like. And these cards are available on our website to download for free at buildingbrains.ca. But you can also draw your own. You can find your own pictures from elsewhere. It's up to you. So this one is not as straightforward as it might seem. When you put a card down, the child, instead of saying what's on the card, has to say the opposite one. So you go through the deck of cards first and you talk about what the opposites are. So for this guy, it looks like a moon. The opposite of this might be day. And for the sun, the opposite would be night. So once you've established those, when you put one down, if you put the sun down, then the child would have to say night. So this is a little bit counterintuitive, a little bit difficult, might take some practice, but as your child gets better and better, you can keep tallies of how many times they get them correct, and you can play again. You can try to get more correct the next time. You can try to be able to do it faster the next time, and once they master a couple cards, for example, once they got these ones down, they can say the opposite quickly every time. Then you could add in the summer and winter cards, or any other ones that you wanted. Keep the deck building so that you don't get bored. You keep building your brain, and this game is very helpful for building young brains. First off, it helps working memory as they're remembering the instructions and what they're supposed to be doing, and this can help in other areas of life if they're trying to remember multiple things at once or not let something slip from their memory. It's also helpful for stopping and thinking before responding, because if you see a summer day, your first instinct is going to be to say summer, but you have to stop, inhibit that first impulse, and remember that it's the opposite that you're trying to say. This also helps with learning to just follow instructions, to remember what you're supposed to be doing, that you are supposed to be saying the opposite term. It helps with flexible thinking as well. So you look at this picture, and instead of just saying the first thing that comes to mind, you have to think flexibly and think about the opposite item. And this is really helpful in day-to-day life too. If you're trying to switch, for example, from one task to another task, it can be really helpful to be able to think flexibly and stop that one train of thought and move on to another one. And then finally, emotional control as well. You can get frustrated if you keep saying the wrong term. If you call this summer instead of winter, that can be really frustrating. And so learning to regulate that emotion. For example, if they're in a store later and they see a toy that they want to buy but they're not able to, practicing games like this can help them to use those skills and not get as upset. So remember, ultimately, that play builds brains, and have fun.